Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. I'm your host, and I'm so glad you've joined me to explore a topic that's incredibly close to my heart: self-care and its power to transform our personal growth journeys. Picture this: you're feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, and like you've lost sight of your goals amidst the chaos of everyday life. Sound familiar? I've been there too, and that's when I realized just how crucial self-care is for not only maintaining our well-being, but also fostering our personal development. It was a turning point for me, and I want to share with you the insights and strategies I've learned along the way to make self-care a non-negotiable part of your journey to becoming your best self. In today's hustle culture, it's easy to buy into the idea that self-care is a luxury we can't afford. But the truth is, in a world that demands so much of us, self-care is a necessity. It's the foundation that allows us to show up as our best selves in all areas of life, from our relationships to our careers to our personal growth. Throughout this video, we'll dive deep into the reality of self-care and its transformative power. We'll explore practical strategies, bust common myths, and equip you with the tools you need to make self-care a non-negotiable part of your personal growth journey. So are you ready to redefine self-care and unlock your full potential? Let's get started. Let's dive into the fundamentals of self-care and explore its profound impact on our overall well-being. Self-care is more than just a buzzword. It's a vital practice that nurtures our mental, emotional, and physical health. At its core, self-care is the conscious act of taking care of yourself holistically. It involves engaging in activities and practices that promote your well-being and help you manage stress effectively. Self-care is not selfish. Rather, it's a necessary investment in yourself that allows you to show up as your best self in all aspects of life. Self-care encompasses various domains, each equally important for maintaining balance and harmony. Physical self-care. This includes activities that nurture your body, such as regular exercise, healthy eating, sufficient sleep, and proper hydration. Emotional self-care. Practices that support your emotional well-being, like journaling, therapy, setting boundaries, and engaging in hobbies you enjoy. Social self-care. Cultivating meaningful connections with others, participating in social activities, and surrounding yourself with supportive relationships. By addressing each of these areas, you create a solid foundation for personal growth and resilience. Research consistently demonstrates the transformative power of self-care. Studies have shown that regular self-care practices lead to reduced stress levels and improved stress management, enhanced emotional regulation and increased positive emotions, boosted immune function and overall physical health, greater life satisfaction, and a heightened sense of purpose. By prioritizing self-care, you're not only investing in your present well-being, but also laying the groundwork for a more fulfilling and balanced future. So, I encourage you to reflect on your current self-care practices. Are you giving yourself the attention and care you deserve? Remember, self-care isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for personal growth and a life well lived. Now that we have a solid understanding of what self-care entails, let's dive into the remarkable benefits that come with making it a priority in your life. When you consistently practice self-care, you'll notice significant improvements in your personal growth and overall well-being. One of the most notable advantages of prioritizing self-care is the boost it provides to your productivity and creativity. When you take the time to care for yourself, both mentally and physically, you're better equipped to tackle challenges and come up with innovative solutions. Self-care practices like regular exercise, meditation, and getting enough sleep help to sharpen your focus and concentration, improve your problem-solving skills, increase your energy levels throughout the day. In today's fast-paced world, stress is an inevitable part of life. However, by prioritizing self-care, you can develop the resilience needed to navigate through challenging times. Studies have shown that individuals who engage in regular self-care practices are better equipped to manage stress and prevent burnout, maintain a positive outlook in the face of adversity, bounce back from setbacks more quickly. In fact, according to a recent survey, 75% of people who prioritize self-care reported lower levels of stress and improved overall mental health. Speaking of mental health, the positive effects of self-care are backed by compelling statistics. Research has consistently shown that regular exercise can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression by up to 40%. Mindfulness meditation can decrease stress levels by 30%. Adequate sleep improves emotional regulation and reduces the risk of mood disorders by 50%. These numbers highlight the powerful impact that self-care can have on your mental well-being, enabling you to thrive both personally and professionally. So as you can see, prioritizing self-care is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for personal growth and development. By making self-care a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, you'll unlock a wealth of benefits that will transform your life in profound ways. Now that we understand the importance of self-care, let's explore some practical ways to incorporate it into our daily routines. Remember, self-care doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It's all about finding simple, yet effective practices that work for you. One of the most powerful self-care tools is mindfulness. Taking a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness can help reduce stress, improve focus, and promote emotional well-being. Here are a few simple mindfulness exercises to try. Deep breathing. Take a few minutes to focus on your breath, inhaling deeply through your nose and exhaling slowly through your mouth. Body scan. Lie down or sit comfortably and bring your attention to each part of your body, starting from your toes and working your way up to your head. Mindful walking. Take a leisurely walk, focusing on the sensations of each step and the environment around you. Nourishing your body with healthy, wholesome foods is another essential aspect of self-care. When you fuel your body with the right nutrients, you'll feel more energized, focused, and resilient. Here are some tips for incorporating healthy eating habits into your daily routine. Plan your meals ahead of time to ensure you're getting a balanced mix of proteins, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Keep healthy snacks on hand, such as fresh fruits, veggies, and nuts, to avoid reaching for junk food when hunger strikes. Practice mindful eating by taking the time to savor your meals, focusing on the flavors, textures, and aromas of your food. Setting boundaries is a crucial aspect of self-care that often gets overlooked. When you set clear boundaries, you protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Here are some ways to incorporate boundary setting into your daily life. Learn to say no when you need to, without feeling guilty or apologetic. Communicate your needs and expectations clearly and assertively with others. Make time for activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, even if it means saying no to other commitments. Remember, the key to making self-care a part of your daily life is consistency. It's not about perfection, but rather about making small, sustainable changes that add up over time. Start by choosing 1 or 2 self-care practices that resonate with you and commit to incorporating them into your routine. As you start to feel the benefits, you can gradually add more practices to your self-care toolkit. So I want to hear from you. What self-care practices do you currently incorporate into your daily life? Are there any new practices you'd like to try after watching this video? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and share this video if you found it helpful. Now that we've explored the benefits of prioritizing self-care, let's address some common obstacles that can prevent us from making it a regular practice. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, leaving little time for ourselves. Other barriers to self-care might include feeling guilty or selfish for taking time for yourself, believing that self-care is a luxury, not a necessity, struggling to set boundaries with others or say no, lacking the energy or motivation to engage in self-care activities. If any of these obstacles resonate with you, know that you're not alone. The good news is that there are strategies we can use to overcome these barriers and make self-care a non-negotiable part of our routines. One of the most effective ways to make time for self-care is to treat it like any other important appointment or commitment. Block off dedicated self-care time in your calendar, even if it's just 15 to 30 minutes a day. During this time, engage in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit, whether that's reading a book, taking a relaxing bath, or going for a walk in nature. Another helpful time management technique is to look for small pockets of time throughout your day where you can squeeze in some self-care. For example, you might do some deep breathing exercises while waiting in line or listen to a motivational podcast during your commute. Every little bit counts. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that you would extend to a good friend. When we're hard on ourselves or feel guilty for prioritizing self-care, it's important to remember that taking care of ourselves is not selfish. It's necessary for our well-being and ability to show up fully in our lives. Try reframing self-care as an act of self-love and self-respect. Remind yourself that you deserve to feel good and that making time for yourself will ultimately benefit not just you, but also the people and responsibilities in your life. Self-awareness is key to recognizing when we need self-care the most. Pay attention to your body's signals, such as feelings of fatigue, stress, or overwhelm. Notice when you're running on empty and need to recharge your batteries. It can also be helpful to reflect on the activities that truly fill your cup and leave you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Make a list of these go-to self-care practices so that you have a toolbox to draw from when you need it most. Remember, overcoming barriers to self-care is an ongoing process. Be patient with yourself and celebrate the small wins along the way. With consistent effort and intention, you can make self-care a joyful and sustainable part of your life. When we practice self-care consistently, it not only benefits us personally, but also positively impacts our relationships with others. By taking care of our own needs and well-being, we become better equipped to show up as our best selves in our interactions and connections. One key aspect of self-care in relationships is setting healthy boundaries. This means being clear about what we are and are not comfortable with, and communicating those boundaries respectfully to others. When we establish boundaries, we create a sense of safety and trust in our relationships, allowing for more authentic and meaningful connections. Self-care also involves developing effective communication skills. When we take the time to reflect on our thoughts and feelings, we are better able to express ourselves clearly and listen actively to others. By practicing mindful communication, we foster understanding and empathy in our relationships, leading to deeper and more fulfilling connections. Engaging in self-care practices, such as mindfulness and self-reflection, enhances our emotional intelligence and empathy. When we are attuned to our own emotions, we become more adept at recognizing and understanding the emotions of others. This heightened emotional awareness allows us to respond with compassion and kindness, strengthening the bonds in our relationships. By prioritizing self-care, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience that radiates outward, positively influencing our interactions with others. We become more patient, understanding, and supportive partners, friends, and family members. So take a moment to reflect. How can you incorporate self-care practices into your daily life to nurture not only yourself, but also your relationships? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. While we often think of self-care as a personal practice, its impact extends far beyond the individual. When we prioritize our own well-being, we create a ripple effect that positively influences our communities and society as a whole. Imagine a world where everyone took the time to nurture their mental, emotional, and physical health. By engaging in self-care practices, individuals become more resilient, empathetic, and capable of contributing positively to their communities. Some ways self-care benefits society include reduced healthcare costs due to improved overall health and well-being, increased productivity and innovation in the workplace, more harmonious and supportive social interactions, greater capacity for compassion and understanding towards others. Self-care is not a selfish act. It's a necessary foundation for fostering strong, resilient communities. When individuals prioritize their own well-being, they are better equipped to support and uplift those around them. By modeling self-care practices and encouraging others to do the same, we create a culture of collective well-being and resilience. Take a moment to reflect on how your self-care practices have positively impacted your relationships and interactions with others. Have you noticed a difference in your ability to show up for your loved ones, colleagues, or community when you've taken the time to care for yourself? As we shift our perspective to see self-care as a collective responsibility, we can work together to create environments that prioritize well-being. This can involve advocating for policies that support mental health resources, creating spaces for open dialogue about self-care, and fostering a culture of empathy and understanding. By recognizing the societal impact of self-care, we can move beyond the notion that it's a luxury or an indulgence. Instead, we can embrace self-care as an essential practice for building a more compassionate, resilient, and thriving world. So I encourage you to not only prioritize your own self-care, but also to consider how you can contribute to a culture of collective well-being. Share your self-care practices with others, offer support and encouragement, and advocate for policies and resources that promote mental health and well-being for all. Together, we can create a world where self-care is not only valued, but celebrated as a vital component of personal and societal growth. Self-care isn't just about taking a relaxing bath or treating yourself to a massage. It's a vital component of your personal growth and development journey. By prioritizing self-care, you're investing in yourself and your future. Let's explore how self-care practices can support your aspirations and contribute to continuous self-improvement. When you set personal development goals, it's essential to consider how self-care can help you achieve them. For example, if your goal is to advance in your career, self-care practices like getting enough sleep to maintain focus and productivity, engaging in regular exercise to boost energy and resilience, setting boundaries to prevent burnout, can all support your professional growth. By taking care of yourself, you're better equipped to tackle challenges and seize opportunities that align with your aspirations. Self-care isn't just about external practices. It also involves cultivating self-awareness and engaging in self-reflection. When you take the time to check in with yourself, you gain valuable insights into your strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. This self-knowledge is crucial for personal growth, as it allows you to make informed decisions and adjust your course when necessary. Journaling, meditation, and talking with a trusted friend or therapist are all self-care practices that promote self-awareness and reflection. By prioritizing these activities, you create space for introspection and gain clarity on your personal development journey. To truly reap the benefits of self-care for personal growth, it's important to view it as an essential habit rather than an occasional indulgence. Just as you brush your teeth every day to maintain oral health, self-care should be a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Start small by incorporating one self-care practice into your day, such as taking a 10-minute walk or practicing deep breathing exercises. As you experience the positive effects on your well-being and personal development, you'll be motivated to make self-care a lasting habit. Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's a necessity for anyone seeking personal growth and self-improvement. By prioritizing your well-being, you're investing in your capacity to learn, grow, and thrive. How do you currently incorporate self-care into your personal development journey? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on self-care and personal growth. All right, let's take a moment to talk about some of the common misconceptions and myths surrounding self-care and personal growth. Despite the growing awareness of the importance of self-care, there are still some persistent myths that can hold us back from fully embracing these practices in our lives. Myth 1: self-care is selfish. One of the most pervasive myths about self-care is that it's selfish or self-indulgent. But here's the truth. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's essential. When you prioritize your own well-being, you're better equipped to show up fully for the people and responsibilities in your life. Research has shown that individuals who regularly engage in self-care practices report higher levels of empathy, compassion, and emotional resilience. Myth 2: self-care is a luxury. Another common myth is that self-care is a luxury, something that only people with plenty of time and money can afford. But self-care doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming. Simple practices like taking a few deep breaths, going for a walk in nature, calling a friend for support. These are all forms of self-care that are accessible to most people. The key is to find practices that resonate with you and make them a consistent part of your routine. Myth 3: self-care is about pampering. While bubble baths and spa days can certainly be enjoyable forms of self-care, they're not the whole picture. At its core, self-care is about tending to your physical, emotional, and mental needs. This can include setting boundaries, processing difficult emotions, engaging in personal development. These practices may not always feel indulgent, but they are crucial for our overall well-being and growth. By debunking these myths and promoting a more holistic understanding of self-care, we can empower ourselves and others to prioritize our well-being without guilt or shame. Remember, taking care of yourself is not a luxury. It's a necessity for a fulfilling and balanced life. Throughout this video, we've explored the profound impact that self-care can have on our personal growth and overall well-being. Let's recap the key takeaways. Self-care is essential for maintaining mental, emotional, and physical health in today's fast-paced world. Prioritizing self-care leads to improved productivity, creativity, resilience, and better relationships. Incorporating practical self-care practices into our daily routines, such as mindfulness exercises and setting boundaries, can yield long-term benefits. Overcoming barriers to self-care requires self-awareness, time management techniques, and self-compassion. Practicing self-care not only benefits individuals, but also contributes to the well-being of our communities and society as a whole. Self-care is an integral part of personal development and continuous growth, not a selfish or indulgent pursuit. Now, I want to ask you a thought-provoking question. What does your current self-care routine look like? Are you prioritizing your well-being and personal growth, or do you find yourself putting self-care on the back burner? Take a moment to reflect on your self-care practices and consider how you can make them a more integral part of your daily life. Remember, investing in yourself is not selfish. It's necessary for your overall happiness and success. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button and share your thoughts on self-care in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about the importance of prioritizing our well-being and personal growth. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insightful content on personal development, self-care, and living your best life. Together, we can create a supportive community that encourages and uplifts one another on our journeys of self-discovery and growth. Thank you for watching, and remember, your well-being matters. Prioritize self-care and watch as it transforms your life in incredible ways.